Hey, this is Sam Black with my fourth match with Lantern, Control, Prison, whatever in Modern. I'm on the draw against a mulligan, and I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little land light, but one land fixes that because of Spellskite turning on Mox Opal, and a one-mana artifact also basically fixes it. I have my hand is really great. As long as I draw something that lets me cast Ancient Stirrings, for example. I may have said that I was against a mulligan because I misread. I am not against a mulligan. I think I Inquisition here. Interesting. I guess I take a Spirit Dancer. And I really hope I draw a land, because Spellskite will win the game. Alright, well. Just try to get set up as fast as possible. Obviously, Ensnaring Bridge will... Ensnaring Bridge is incredibly good against this plan. If I get it into play, it's basically lights out. But I do not have a lot of time to get it into play. Fortunately, I can Stirrings for a land, presumably. To get me up to enough mana to cast Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, great. That land means that I can just cast Spellskite and Codex Shredder. I can't cast Ensnaring Bridge because Opal doesn't tap for mana until I play either one of these. But the Spellskite will stop me from dying immediately, and then Ensnaring Bridge will come down protected by Spellskite, and then I will win. Obviously, I could potentially Stirrings to find a land and then play the land to play Bridge and have another land in play, and a smaller hand, which is a play that I might make if it was the difference between a creature being able to attack or not attack with Bridge. But given that I don't want to lose because I can't cast Ensnaring Bridge, I think it is better to just play it and then be able to Stirrings for things that are better than lands. It's interesting how similar this deck is structurally overall to Infect, but how radically different it is in this matchup, where because my opponent is pumping at sorcery speed and permanently pumping, Ensnaring Bridge is outstanding against them, whereas because Infect is pumping with until end of turn instants, they're great against Ensnaring Bridge, and that just totally changes who's advantaged in the matchup. I don't think it's worth paying life to redirect this. I think I'm happy to have this guy be huge. I guess the argument for redirecting it is that I'd rather have a big blocker instead of a lethal attacker if my opponent finds a way to answer the bridge. I guess that's sufficient. Although, if my opponent answers the bridge, I just Spellskite it, and it's actually an answer to the Spellskite. So maybe that was not a good line. Let's shred. Stirrings, looking for Lantern at this point. But redundant Spellskites or Ensnaring Bridges wouldn't be bad. All of these are reasonable. I think I just want a backup bridge. Still looking for Lantern. I don't think Needle does anything. Yeah, I'm just going to take Ice Bridge. I'll just let that happen. I'm not really sure what answers my opponent plays to Spellskite, so I don't know what they're drawing to. Or not to Spellskite, to Ensnaring Bridge. I know that they presumably have path for Spellskite. Now, I can't really imagine a reasonable main deck configuration for my opponent's deck that will not lose here. Yep. Alright, so I want Nature's Claim to answer Stony Silence. And I might want Welding Jar, and these other cards are really bad. I don't think I care about Surgical Extraction. I don't think I care about Pyrite Spellbomb. Let's see. Catacteeg doesn't do anything against me. Yeah, I don't think there are any creatures I have to Pyrite Spellbomb. And then I think I'm just going to cut a Probe. Since for the most part I don't really care about the contents of my opponent's hand. This has turn 2 Spellskite. I'm going to assume that's good enough to keep. I also have the Lantern Bell combo. I am basically dead if my opponent plays a Stony Silence next turn. Okay, good. Yeah, Daybreak is a totally fine card for my opponent to draw. Evolving Wilds. It's a weird card to be playing. And now we're basically at the point where if my opponent doesn't have a way to remove Spellskite in hand, I've essentially won the game. And it looks like they do not. No reason for me to get rid of a Temple Garden. No reason to get rid of Ghoulcaller's Bell. I wonder why I didn't board out a Needle. I think I just didn't think of it. It doesn't do anything. I don't want to draw a Needle and have a ton of control, so I'm just going to mill this. Bell is fine, but I don't want my opponent to draw Path. Happy to let my opponent draw Keen Sense. you draw Temple of Plenty. I'm going to take the Keen Sense. And you may not draw Stony Silence. Do I want to draw Nature's Claim? It gives me an answer to a Stony Silence. I'll think about it, see what else my opponent does first. Okay, you do not get Stony Silence, I know that much. I guess I'm okay with giving you a Spirit Dancer. It's weird, but I think it's fine. Alright, my opponent has had enough.